For this demonstration, we're going to look at how you can quickly build and iterate on a GL Studio design. First, we'll navigate to File, New Project. Here we can select a project bundle. We'll select the ADI starter. We'll give the project a name, select where to save it, and then click the Create button. When you click Create, the art assets and other materials that come with the starter bundle will be extracted into the New Projects directory. And when that's complete, we're ready to begin creating our design. So first we'll add some art by navigating to the Art button on the top bar. This will open the Art Assets directory of the project. We can select a art file such as this PSD file and drag it into the editor to generate geometry. In the case of a PSD file, GL Studio makes use of a mechanism called catalyzers. Those allow you to maintain a connection between the geometry in GL Studio and the corresponding art file. So here with the PSD import group expanded, we can see there's a native GL Studio object for each layer of the PSD file. If we select that magnifying glass, it will open up the PSD file, and we can see that the appearance in the editor matches that of the PSD file. So if we select an object such as this fail flag, and then move it up in the draw order, and then say move around the layout of it, we can save and see that the catalyzer updates and GL Studio immediately reflects what the art file looks like. So that's the power of the catalyzer system. Next, we'll build the project to see the current runtime appearance. At its core, GL Studio is a C++ code generator. So when we click the Run button, the selected deployment, in this case the desktop CMake deployment, is going to generate a source and header file for each GLS file in the design and then build them into an application. Here in the running application, we can see it's already interactive. However, there is no functionality yet for that dial object. So that's the next thing we'll do. We'll add some functionality. First, let's create the sphere ADI ball by opening the art assets and dragging in this sphere PNG. With that sphere naming convention, GL Studio will import the art as a sphere object, which we can move around here in the canvas. If we select these different perspective options, we can see what the design looks like from different perspectives. So with YZ selected, let's move that ADI ball a little back so it's behind the bezel. And then we'll move it up in the draw order. Let's go ahead and build and run again. And we can see the updated design with the sphere. Like I mentioned, we want to add some functionality though, so we're going to add a joystick behavior to control this sphere. So let's open the art assets, select both of these joystick art files, we'll drag them in, we'll select both of them, and we'll click the Align Horizontally button here on the top, and then we'll do the same vertically. Next thing we'll do is group these two objects together, and then we can move that group so that the objects move in unison over here to the center. And now to add functionality to this joystick, we're going to use a predefined joystick behavior. So in the Object Properties tab, we'll select the Behavior Browse button, and then we'll select the joystick behavior. Behavior file is essentially a custom class we can attach to objects in GL Studio to give them certain functionality. With this joystick behavior, we'll see some additional properties here in the Object Properties tab. We can select the joystick base and see that there's no behavior attached to this object, but there is for the joystick itself. And so the great thing about behaviors is that many are provided in the form of downloadable packages. So if we click that Manage Packages button, it'll open the Package Manager. In addition to behaviors, packages also provide functionality such as different deployments and utility features. As we can see, the joystick package is one of these. We expand it, we'll get a description of what the package is for. So let's go ahead and close out of that. The next step is going to be to write some C++ code that makes use of that joystick behavior. So let's click the code browser calculate method and then open the code editor. The calculate method is called every frame of the running application. So in here we have a couple calls that will tie together that joystick to the ADI ball. More specifically, we're going to dynamic rotate the ADI ball based on the X and Y position of the joystick. So let's go ahead and run the application, and then we'll see that the joystick now controls the ADI ball sphere. As we move it, the X and Y position are tied to the rotation of the sphere. One more important concept that we're going to look at, and new to GLStudio 8.2, is the GUI test framework. So we'll click this Open GUI Test Editor button, and the GUI test framework allows us to create reusable unit tests for the applications we're building. You'll see here we already have a test created for this project called Demo Test with 8 steps. These steps will take screenshots of the running application, perform some mouse events, and take more screenshots. And then we'll do a comparison of these screenshots with the baseline that we have for the test. So when we go ahead and run this test, we'll see that these steps are run through automatically by the test framework. And we can do this by clicking the Run button up here on the top and then running the application. So we'll see the steps are performed automatically and the application will then close. To see the results, we can click this Results button, which opens the Test Results tab. And here we can see the results of our new test run with those of our existing baseline. We can see that there are some red boxes indicating that there is a difference between the new results and the baseline. The baseline is essentially the expected results of the test that we have saved previously. However, if we're happy with the new test results, we can save those as the new baseline by clicking this button. We'll see that these result boxes now turn green to indicate success. And if we run the test again, we expect to see the same results since we haven't modified the design or test. And we can see that indeed this is the case, with the updated results still showing success. So that's a sneak peek of what's coming with the GUI test framework in GLStudio 8.2. And this concludes our demonstration. Thanks for watching.